Welcome in and welcome back, everybody. We're doing another boat fail video today. Hopefully, I found us a good one to watch. We'll find out here in a minute, though. If you like what we're doing on the channel, think about hitting that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave some comments down there. Tell me what you want to see in the future. Other topics, other videos. I'm open to just about anything. But go ahead and leave them down there. We'll see what kind of trouble we can get into in the future. But in the meantime, let's check out this video, see what kind of trouble these guys get into. Yeah, he hit it. Just a little bit too tall, you know. You just gotta know how low everything's hanging where you're going, and sometimes you gotta take a little bit off the top. Whether that means cutting it down and replacing it later, or disassembling something, taking a little bit off so you can get where you need to go. So this right here, you can see this is flipping up. That's all moving that whole dock. I don't know what kind of anchor system they have, if it's just concrete blocks with cables on the ground under the water, or if they're um, attached to pylons somewhere, something like that. But what I do know is you could tell by the way the water is super muddy that it's definitely right after a storm. If you look right down here, it looks like they're tied to something that's underwater. I wouldn't recommend tying your or securing your dock to anything by the cleats, because those cleats can rip off a little bit easier than some kind of structure underneath. Um, but whatever they were using, it looks like there's still a lot of flow in that river or channel wherever they're at. And with the weight on the dock, the um, lack of sufficient anchors or anchorage, and that extra current with the debris in the water, it's this happens. This happens. And unfortunately, it's going to do a lot of damage before it settles out.
Rồi, this is a cool boat, but neck.
And then that weight pushes against the next set, which then adds more weight, which then pushes the next set over. I only know this because of experience. Looks pretty successful. Seems to go a lot worse than that. Not sure if he's still hyping. Overall looks good. I've seen it go a lot worse. These guys are really boogieing. Oh yeah. Probably a flat bottom boat. That front end came up just enough to get a little bit of air. Flipped them right over. That last boat looked like maybe they were in shallow water kicking up mud. Um, or they had their trim all the way up and they're in some nasty water. I don't know, but it definitely was dirty water, um, which usually means they're kicking up dirt. That's what it looked like to me.
What the
Man, yeah, this big old boat comes around the corner.
Oh my
Might be
god.
stuck in forward, or
Did you get that?
the captain is just not on his game.
It's still moving.
Can't tell for sure. I need a little bit more information, but looks like he's still going the same speed.
Here,
Oh,
isn't he?
now he's turning into another boat. Whatever it is, it's very unfortunate because he's going to do a bunch of damage to these boats. Sucks to see. Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, they're gonna they're gonna sink. Um, so where they're at that angle of trying to get through the rapids like that, the front of their boat is sticking up, the back of their boat is way farther down, and then the rapids around it look like they're gonna eventually try and swallow the sides of the boat in the back. The guy in the middle in the green, he's already bailing, which means they're already getting some water in the boat. And then for them to stop moving right there, it's a really bad spot because they're right on the crease of one of those rapids. So it's going to put the boat in an awkward position. The water's going to come up over the sides and they're going to sink. At least that's what I think is going to happen here. We'll see if it does. Uh, let's, let's see. See how it shifted over? And now the back's coming over. Yeah, see all that water coming over the side? He's not going to be able to bail that out. Yeah, that's it. Their run's done. Ah, shoot, man. That's just mean. You know, he was napping, and they took the opportunity to just flip him over. I mean, that's just a horrible way to get woken up, honestly. He almost had it. You know, he was just having a little fun. He thought he had it. Went over a little bit too far. Oh man. So that's one of those situations. You know, they're backing up. They panic and they go forward way too fast, and then don't put it back in neutral or reverse. And unfortunately, they just kept going until they hopped the dock. And then I noticed the motors were like bouncing, so it definitely looked like they were hitting something under the water while they were doing that. Gonna be a lot of damage to that boat. It's just unfortunate to see. Looked like they're trying to do a turnaround.
again.
Oh my god, he put it in reverse and then let go. You're still in reverse, dude. You're still in reverse. So the captain put it in reverse, even though it's in reverse just a little bit. He put that thing in reverse and then left the helm to stop himself from backing into something. That is so counterproductive. All you had to do is put it back in neutral and then go back there and you can push off. But if you're still in reverse, it's gonna keep trying to push you, man. I don't know. I don't know. I see that way too much. You just people on boats just panic too much, man. You just panic.
What's the story?
Look good to me.
What's the story?
They've got the tugboats there to keep it from swinging all the way to the other side of that little channel. I mean, they did very well. Really good. That doesn't really look like a fail to me. Oh no. That was good stuff. So I see people do that a lot. You know, they'll hop the little levees and stuff. Um, it's just unfortunate. He came over, definitely scraped his prop on the ground, and then ran into another boat, knocking the guy off. Looked like it was kind of planned. Like maybe they did all that on purpose. I don't know.
It did.
Oh, yep. So he just got just just enough of a bad angle on that wave, and the back left corner of his boat went ahead and decided to go under. And once part of it goes under, the rest of it wants to follow. So they've got the aluminum hull with the jet drive. You know, it definitely scratches it up, but it doesn't do that much damage once you hit this part. So that's just good fun. The ship isn't quite as big as the other ones, but pretty big. And it went real smooth. So far, that's good. Oh, I knew that was gonna happen. Oh, I was just thinking, hopefully nobody's standing where that hook is, because that is way too much weight, and then they're pushing on it, like trying to hold it down, and that's creating tension, not only putting weight on it pulling, but it's also putting tension on it away from the way it naturally wants to sit. So, luckily, that hook shot back after that guy had stepped up, because that where it was being held broke off. But I was just thinking, you know, that's a lot of people on there. Hopefully nobody's in the way of that hook, because that hook is going to snap and it's going to go flying the other direction. But it looks like everybody avoided the tragedy so far. Um, and the boat was able to launch. I don't. It looked like they were trying to launch it, but I'm not sure. Because they could have been trying to put it up on the trailer and then get it onto the tow truck. But from my perspective, it did look like they were maybe trying to launch it. Hard to say. Hard to say. So you know the deal. If you don't like seeing the ads, just like I don't, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Help me get monetized. Hit that, YouTube partner, so I can afford to get premium and we can avoid that next time.
Oh! 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 Oh, me! Oh!
Well, same thing. He did good though. With those boats, they've got like winged edges, not winged edges, but they've got like these little things on the bottom on the side, and they're almost, I call them wings, but they're just little you know um, notches in the boat, and they catch the water so you can turn faster and stuff like that, especially on the jet boats, the racing jet boats. There's a science to it. I don't know all the details, um, but it can also work against you if you hit it just wrong. It can shoot you the other way, whatever. And that's what it looked like happened to him. He was coming around, caught one of those edges, kind of like snowboarding. If you catch an edge and fall over, because it wants to send you the other way. Same thing on a boat. Caught an edge, shot him over. Luckily, them things just kind of roll right over the rocks, and he's back in the water. No harm, no foul. This guy's just chilling, cruising. The only problem I have with that is if he has to make a quick adjustment, if somebody comes in his way, that could be all bad. So you see, just like that boat from the beginning, a little bit of air gets under that flat bottom. But that guy did a complete backflip. That almost looks like the same boat we just watched. Can't really tell. No, it wasn't, because the stuff coming out from underneath it wasn't the same. But so far, all successful launches. I'm expecting one of them to roll over or break, you know what I'm saying? And that's not something you want to see
There goes the fire
on
alarm.
your cruise ship from that last little flip. And yeah, see, so he's coming through. They're all marked with how high you can be or how tall it is. That was cool. But it's another one of those things. You got to either take the top off or take, you know, take into consideration how tall your stuff is. Make those measurements. That way, if you do go into a parking garage or something like that, you're not hitting the pipes and stuff. It's going to tell you its lowest point before you even go in. So hopefully people are paying attention to that. But these guys, that's not something you see every day. Every once in a while you'll see them flip over, but very rarely do you see them flip, two of them flip over at the same time. That's crazy. Hopefully everybody's okay. Not sure why they all look like the fire was like that could have been training. That would be my guess as a training exercise, because they pushed the boat into a floating platform that had a fire in a round pit, so it looked like they made that fire on purpose. Everybody jumped off the boat, practicing abandoning ship, and the helicopter already had water in it and was right there, like literally less than a minute. So I'm thinking that was a training exercise. Not even sure what that was. Maybe a bird or something still. Well, that's unfortunate, looked like he was trying to get on. The other boat next to him was going the same speed. Looked like the smaller boat, lost whatever was connecting it to that boat. And then, the difference in speed, that boat not didn't. I don't know if it had a motor. I'm thinking it didn't. if I can remember correctly. But you know that thing just wants to stop, and the other boat's gonna keep going. So it just whoop, you know, unfortunately. Just based on what I'm looking at here, he's gonna knock that down. The whole thing's gonna collapse, and then right on the other side of that wall is gonna be like a river or a lake. I don't know if that's gonna be the case or not. That would be my guess.
Rồi sống sống sống.
For a second, I thought he was gonna pull it towards him.
Đó đi mày mày cái đấy đó mà. Qua đi mày cái đấy đó em đó mày.
Alright, well, that's interesting. Looks like another situation of somebody panicking. Too fast in reverse, tried to go forward, hit a boat. Left it in forward, went too far, didn't hit reverse. Just panic. Panic driving. Just like somebody in a car who's panicking. Well, it looks like they've done this before. Looks like nobody was hurt when they cut that. Looks like it's going pretty well so far. Hopefully they can get it out far enough before it hits the ground. And they're successfully launched. Very well done. Very well done. And that just looks like captain error. Hard to say. But that's the thing too, is the way that the boat is shaped. You know, if you hit the side like that and you run it up too fast, too high, I mean that could flip your boat over. It looked like, you know, they were pretty close to taking on too much water, but luckily it didn't happen that way. And that's just unfortunate. You know, the first one right into the guy's truck, that's stupid damage, and that sucks. Because once it gets a little momentum, those things are heavy and it's gonna hit real hard. And then this guy, his jack failed, or jack stand failed. It's very unfortunate. And honestly, I'm gonna say that that hose being hooked up for him to, you know, to run water through it while he's running it, might have saved that little car. Because it looked like it was heading straight for that little car, and then, you know, just a little bit of pull as that hose gets stuck under the tire of that little thing it was pulling around. Might have been just enough to save that car. That would, you know, I'm gonna attribute that to what happened, but, you know, it's hard to say from that angle, and I wasn't there, so, but that's just my opinion. And this looks very unfortunate. Could have been a bearing fail, blowout tire, hard to say, you know, but then that trailer does what it wants to do. Oh, axle failure is what it was. That whole axle and tire was bouncing. You know, and then that thing's gonna go the way it wants to go. That's it. That looks like an unmanned vessel. Hit that thing and kept going, man. Nope. And this guy. So hopefully this guy had his flags up and everything like that. I mean, it doesn't mean that everybody's gonna look and everybody's gonna see you and everybody's gonna give a crap, but hopefully he had his flags up, and hopefully that doesn't happen again. But that's super unfortunate. Um, you know, it's very dangerous being out there diving and stuff. Hopefully he didn't get hurt. Hopefully it didn't suck him into, you know, the propeller and stuff like that. That's always an issue you got to worry about. But yeah, so that's the end of that video. Hopefully you liked it. Hopefully I didn't drone on too much. If you want to watch the video without me talking, um, link in the description. Video link's always in there, so you can go watch it without me talking if you want to do that. So all of you who stayed to the end, I appreciate the hell out of you. Don't forget to hit all them buttons and leave them comments. I appreciate it so much. Hopefully y'all have a very blessed day, great afternoon, great morning, great night, whatever it might be. Wonderful holiday season, you know, all the good stuff. So thanks for stopping by and saying hi, hanging out with me. Catch you on the next one. Peace.